Hey, welcome back to the Disney Plus Everyday Challenge, and today we have the Lost Tombs of the Pyramids. Yes, this is strangely coincidental that it's happening right after we watched Under Wraps, which is about a comedy about a mummy that hangs out with teenagers and is in search of his lost love, who is also a mummy, but not dancing at a middle school Halloween dance. So yeah, this is a much more serious take on mummies and just ancient Egypt and the archaeology and Egyptology that goes into discovering what is inside the pyramids and so many burial sites all around Egypt. So uh, we've had our share of ancient Egypt documentaries on here from National Geographic. Seen plenty of them. I don't know if I needed to see another one, but this one was actually pretty good. It's from 2020, 2021. I think it's really 2020, but I think it was released in 2021. It's 44 minutes long, and yeah, you follow these guys who are these people that, including this woman right here, Colleen Darnell, who looks like an Indiana Jones villain. Like, if she had a German accent, I would not trust her in these tombs. Like, she is looking for an artifact, and then she's going to travel back in time, and she's going to help Hitler win the war. I don't know. She's just got this very distinct look. She's a lovely woman, but she just has this very distinct, like, villainous look. I think no offense, Colleen. I'm sure you're watching this and taking great offense at my words, but yeah, it's she knows all about this stuff. She's reading that stuff on the wall there. I cannot. It is an ancient language, and I am not much good at English. Very nice. So anyway, this you follow a number of these people who are digging around, constantly digging. There's constantly trying to discover what happened to the mummies, because inside those pyramids, despite the elaborate engineering that went into creating them, building them, and creating secret passageways, entryways to also seal off the burial chambers within the pyramids. They got ransacked. Thieves over the past 2,000, almost 3,000 years have long ago taken everything of value for the most part in those pyramids, and for some reason they took the mummies, even though that kind of thing is really frowned upon because you don't want to mess with the dead. We've learned that from every classic movie serial back in the early eras of film, and also Indiana Jones. Yeah, those booby traps that Indy is jumping and diving and avoiding the whole time. That kind of stuff is somewhat real. Yes, it's a little bit more exaggerated in the movies, but one of my favorite sequences in this is a digital recreation of how the people who built these pyramids. It's not just a pile of rocks. It is some precision work. There's a digital recreation of how a series of doors would slam down in place once everything was properly sealed, and then like giant blocks would then slide down an incline, sealing off access to the tomb. And it's I just I guess they realize that everybody's going to start stealing stuff. Back then, I mean, you just put somebody in a giant pyramid. You just know that somebody at night is going to show up and start cracking stuff open and stealing all the gold. I guess. I mean, that's the thing. But the most curious thing about all this is that the mummies are gone, especially the ones that there's like only a series, a few who created pyramids as their resting places, and in later generations, even thousands of years later, like we know with Tutankhamun, King Tut, the boy king, they didn't do pyramids. They buried them in what I think they call the southern field, and they're hidden tombs in order to make it not very clear where all the treasure is, because they had to be buried with their treasure so they could use it in the afterlife. We all know that doesn't work that way. I'm guessing. I haven't been there, so the idea is that if you're gonna want to find treasure, you're gonna find it around dead people in a graveyard. Yeah, so it had to, after many generations later, even 1,700 or 1,000 years later, they just stopped building elaborate, hey, rob this place kind of tombs. So there's a number of other little discoveries found throughout this as they follow these people. The one of which is even a grave site of a small child, even possibly a baby, that's just this tiny little hole in the floor, basically, just cut out precisely in the floor. Could only fit a child, a very small child, and it's a little sad, but it's a discovery that this guy's been digging around for over 20 years, and he's never seen anything like that. That's so specific that would only fit a child. It's kind of interesting. So yeah, it's not the kind of thing. If you're not into this stuff, yeah, it's not going to do anything for you. So I can't really say, oh my gosh, you got to watch this. But I say if you have any kind of interest in this kind of thing, absolutely go for it. This is one of the better done ones. It looks really nice. There's really solid camera work. It just they use a lot of these almost turning Dutch angles as they move through the tombs as this young woman makes her way to the different chambers and things like that. It's well, some of these can literally be just very dusty and very dry, and these are very obvious puns, kind of documentaries. But this is one of the better ones. I think because of the camera quality these days. Really brings out some of the detail that you could normally not see in previous documentaries like this. So yeah, if you get a shot, and if it's the kind of thing that interests you, like I said, for me, it was all about those digital recreations of what the world looked like back then. And there's one shot where they show all the burial places with all the sarcophagi, the standing, tombs where the mummies are kept, and they just sort of raise them up above the ground, and you just realize just how many of them are down there. And in fact, the southern field is technically a graveyard on top of 1,000-year-old graveyard. And when you realize just how long ago this stuff was created, not with computers, not with technology that we have today, we struggle just to get this freeway fixed. It takes years just to fill a pothole where I live. These people spent thousands of years to create things that are now thousands of years old. In fact, I think Tutankhamun is just as far apart away time-wise from the iPad than he's the same distance away from the iPad as he is from the pyramids. That's how much time has gone throughout burying kings and making them into gods in Egypt. That's how long it's been. So yeah, give it a shot. But yeah, if your documentaries aren't your thing, yeah, just give it. Yeah, I'm not gonna pretend. Oh my God, you got to see this. No, let's pick tomorrow's episode.
225.
Oh, 275 to 225. Not a long scroll. But yet another documentary. And this one is, I think, a documentary on a documentary. Yeah, I think it's kind of a behind the scenes. I don't know how long it is. It's probably just a one-off. But we've seen the original documentary. This, I think, is just sort of extra footage and behind the scenes with the crew. So we're going to be watching From Disney Nature in the footsteps of Elephant. Yeah. In the footsteps of Elephant. We're making up for not having documentaries for a while, so 2 in a row. I still can't get over the fact that we watched a mummy comedy followed by a mummy documentary. That is just serendipitous. All right. That's your word for today, serendipitous. But tomorrow, in the footsteps of Elephant from Disney Nature on the next Disney Plus Everyday Challenge. I'll see you back here tomorrow.